What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Matt's Messy Garage. Um, Today, I'm going to be working on the lovely Toyota Corolla. Doing some front brakes on it. First thing I got to do is move some things out of the way so I can get the car nosed in here and jacked up. All right, folks. Well, I got driver's side taken down. Caliper squeezed back nicely. As you can see, some brake fluid. I like to loosen up the bleeder valve and press the fluid out rather than pressing it back through the system. That way gives you a chance. You can add a little more new brake fluid in, get some of that old brake fluid out. It's a little extra expenditure, I guess you could say, but not that big of a deal, really. And then you don't run the risk of shoving bad brake fluid back through your, ABS system, all of that. Here's where it's at. Here's my rotor. As you can see, pretty pitted and rusty in spots. Both sides pretty well worn too. And I think because my daughter was saying she was hearing some noise, and if you look at this brake pad, doesn't get any closer than that. It's almost there. I got my money's worth out of that brake pad. Same thing with this one. This one I think is more to spec. My pins float nicely. They're not getting stuck, so pretty sure the lube in there is probably still good. I'll replace the hardware, replace my brake pads. I got some new rotors, so I'll replace those. I'm going to continue on here, but I just wanted to stop and show everybody that. All right, well, I decided to stop here. As you can see, these brake pads, similar shape. About to cut into that rotor, but caught it just in time. One thing I found though, as you can see right here, this is not good. I mean, it's not bad. I can fix it. I just gotta put that up in the vise, get that broken out of there, broken free. I'm gonna run to the store, get some lube, lube those up. It looks like the boots came came away from the caliper hanger there. So yeah, I'll get that freed up and continue on with the reassembly of this. But for now, I gotta run to the store, grab some supplies. So when I get back, I'll continue on. Have my part here. I'll throw in the vise. Went and bought some brake fluid, some grease for this thing. Throw this up here in the vise. It's kind of a cumbersome deal. Now you can see why I do this. You know, set the camera down on hyperlapse there and go through this, because doing this one-handed is a little difficult. So, okay, got that into the vise. I've got my brake fluid here. Have my wheel bearing, and let's see, it says, well, it's basically a high temp grease. So get that opened up. I'm gonna figure out a way to get this set up here. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. You know what? I'll just use my brake grease can right there. Look at that. Right. First step is to get this pin free. If I can, looks like it will come free here. Get it out of there, cleaned up. There, as you can see right there, grease is all waterlogged and rusty. It just kind of turned into glue, more or less, huh? There we go. Sorry about the focus and everything. I can't really control that on my own. So. Okay, so I'm doing a little voiceover action here. First time I've really ever done this. I did it because, well, the picture's kind of blurry and can't really see what I'm doing. But at this point, I'm taking a drill bit and cleaning out the holes in that hanger. Yeah, just kind of reaming everything out with a drill bit and make sure I get the right size in there. Can't have it too big, can't have it too small. I think it was a 12/64 that worked ultimately. Got all the gunk cleaned out of there. Sorry about the horrible video quality on this, but hey, that's what you get with a one-man camera crew. Sprayed some brake clean in there till it started coming out clear. Pretty much tells me it was clean and good to go. looking good. I'll show you guys. So yeah, got that cleaned up pretty well. Probably get in there, maybe get in there with screwdriver. I'll get that crud out of there. You just want to make sure it's nice and clean in there. That way those pins float very well. Because if it's not clean, then you know these things freeze up, and then you got your brakes failing prematurely. So alright, get these pins cleaned off here. That's like, it's not even grease anymore. It's just yuck.
Okay, so at this point, I'm scrape grease out with the screwdriver, get it out of the little inset cavities there for the boot. Get some of that old grease out of there. Try and test fit that boot, and also, you know, scrape out as much as I can of that old grease in that cavity. And then a couple test fits with the boot. Eventually, get the boot in there, and then try and fit the pins in there. Didn't quite work, so I ended up filling up the cavities with brake.
All right, quick little update here. I got those parts. I got this part soaking in some brake clean. Just basically lightly took my brake clean and filled both of those cavities up. We're gonna get that stuff in there broken down nicely. I also sprayed my boots with some brake clean. Got most of the gunk off of there. So I got my pins. I'm gonna stick those in the vise once I got this done soaking. And give those quick scrub with my wire brush.
All right, well, back to voiceover with a horrible video shot again. But this time I'm now scraping the pins off. Shout out to O'Reilly's there. Scrape these pins off with my wire brush. Poked myself a couple of times in the fingers, so I ended up grabbing a smaller wire brush that would clean these pins up to a nice, bright, shiny surface. Sprayed them with some brake clean to get them good and gunk free. And then get on to getting those pins in for a test fit.
Okay. Well, See, I got those nice and cleaned out now. As you can see, I got one of the boots on. I'll put this other boot in right here. It's just a matter of squishing it in there, pretty much. There, boom. It's in. Just take your pins, jam them in there, make sure. All right. Feels like possibly still some gunk inside there. Get that there. There we go. And let's see what we got. All right. So boots are on. Now some grease, which once again kind of difficult to do all of this. Let's see. Hi, how's it going? All right, maybe I can just hang that there. Look at that. Works lovely. So just take this grease, put a glob of it right on the tip there, and then just turn this box. There. Now, everybody see? We're good? Cool. All right. Got that grease. I'm just gonna get it down into that hole there. Yeah. Good noises. Jam it up in there. All right. That should be good. Maybe just throw another little glob on there. If a little bit is good, maybe more is better. Look at that. Look, it's airtight fit. So just want to make sure. So up, see how the boot popped off there? That's probably the reason why it failed before. Let's see what happens. Let's get that there. Maybe. Yeah, it's definitely pushing the boot off. So that's fine. We'll get it in there. Just takes a little time.
Okay, well, once again, saying more is better bites me in the ass. Yeah, a little too much grease in there, so I bought this boot, trying to get it in. Kept popping back out. I was ultimately able to conquer this inanimate object with a couple of screwdrivers and a little bit of know-how on, you know, breaking the air barrier. A rubber boot and grease and air involved. Well, you just make a little air pocket. Boom. You win.
Maybe not so much grease this time. There. we go. Okay. Perfect. We got it. Ah. All right, there we go. Nice and lubed up. That's what everybody likes to hear, right? Nice and lubed up. All right, well, I'm gonna get to putting this on and then putting everything back together. All right, well, you saw me probably back there swinging a hammer for a quick second, which was actually, I don't know, probably about a minute. But here's the reason why. I was just trying to get this drum off so I can check the brake shoes back here, which look pretty good. And also do a quick check of my wheel cylinders. Make sure they aren't ultimately leaking. Let's see. So what you do is you just peel the boot away and check and make sure brake fluid doesn't come out on either side. This one looks like we're good. No brake fluid coming out of there. So I'm gonna clean these up and adjust it. All right, well, I had that extra wide angle that I was showing y'all, but I was back there taking the drums off of my car and cleaning out the brakes and stuff. I'm gonna set this up somehow so that you'll have a little closer view of what I was doing exactly. All right, so I'm gonna get this drum off of here. Takes a lot of doing. That thing's on there pretty good. There's some rust and stuff, so I just swing away with a hammer until it starts popping off of there. You'll see all sorts of brake dust and stuff fall out. It's normal. Then I'll clean it all up. There. Check that out. Don't know if you can see it. There's a bunch of dust in there. Just dump it onto my driveway. So like before, just gonna get in here, see if my wheel cylinder is leaking. Looks like we're all good there. Just Hose this all down, brake clean. Get most of the brake dust out of there. Then I hang the drum up on there. Do the same thing. Cleans up all the surfaces nicely. Take a rag and wipe everything down real quick. Just get a lot of the excess. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then give my adjuster about 15 clicks. That way my rear brakes are nice and adjusted, and takes a little tension off my front brakes. There we go. Should still slide on there and be pretty snug. Want a little bit of drag across it. And there we are. Brakes cleaned up and adjusted. I'll get the tires on. We can get this thing back on the ground and on the road. All right, well, that's it. Car is back on the ground. Just need to do a test drive. Got my brake fluid filled up. I got some other things I gotta do today, so I'll check underneath on the chassis and stuff next time. Everything seems to be pretty good under there from what I could see. So, well, that's it for another episode of Matt's Messy Garage. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, I got some, free advertising for O'Reilly Auto Parts, Origin USA, for keeping me warm. Kind of chilly here today. It's not horrible. It was frosty this morning though. So, that's about it for this episode. Thanks for joining me. Have a good rest of your day.